At the Las Vegas Police Department, the day was moving along like any other. Officers filled out reports, answered phone calls, and processed cases. The room buzzed with quiet conversations and the occasional radio call, until the glass door suddenly swung open. A tall, well dressed man walked inside with steady, deliberate steps. The room fell silent as everyone realized who it was: the President of the United States. No one had been told of this visit. There were no security agents in sight. Confused whispers spread quickly. Why was the nation's leader here? And why alone? Sergeant Michael Carson, a veteran officer with 20 years on the force, stepped forward. Clearing his throat, he asked respectfully, "Mr. President, is there something we can help you with?" The president's eyes scanned the room. Then he said firmly, "I need to meet with you, Chief of Police, immediately." Chief Angela Ruiz was in her office reviewing reports when Carson knocked. Before she could respond, the president entered. Rising from her chair, she greeted him with surprise and respect. Without hesitation, the president reached into his suit pocket and placed a faded photograph on her desk. It showed a young teenager standing beside a proud police officer. "That boy was me," he said quietly, "and that officer saved my life." Both Ruiz and Carson exchanged stunned glances. The president explained how, decades earlier, as a reckless teenager in Las Vegas, he had been heading down the wrong path. One night, an officer named Daniel Brooks stopped him, not with anger, but with the guidance and advice. "He made me see my future differently," the president admitted. "I owe him everything. I need to find him or his family." The chief promised to help. Hours later, Carson found records showing that Officer Brooks had retired in the 1980s and passed away in 2013. But his daughter, Emma Brooks, still lived in Las Vegas. The president insisted on visiting her in person when Emma opened the door to her modest home. She was shocked to see who stood before her. He showed her the old photograph and said, "Your father saved me when I was 17. I never got to thank him." Emma's eyes filled with tears. She told him how her father had dedicated his life to serving the city, yet after retirement the family struggled, and when he passed, his sacrifice was quietly forgotten. "Not anymore," the president replied. Days later, a ceremony was held at the Las Vegas Police Department to honor official Daniel Brooks. A bronze plaque was unveiled. Officer Daniel Brooks, 1940 to 2013. A hero is never forgotten. His kindness shaped a future. Officers and citizens stood in applause as Emma finally saw her father, remembered as the man he truly was. But the tribute did not stop there. A scholarship fund was created, and Officer Brooks named to support children of police officers. The first recipient, a young cadet who had nearly dropped out, said, "I don't know who Officer Brooks was, but if he inspired the president, then I want to be like him." The story spread across the nation. People shared their own experience of mentors, officers, and strangers who had changed their lives in quiet but powerful ways. Officer Brooks might have been gone, but his legacy lived on. One act of kindness decades ago had changed the course of a young man's life, and through him, countless others.